Oh, you all, hello, this Tease. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. And excuse that damn dog. He literally just started barking. Um, but I want to say, just to put a bug in your ear and an FYI, there is a reason why the saying is do not trust everybody's food. And this goes for restaurants, it goes for your neighbor, it goes for cookouts, it goes for potlucks. Hell, even your spouse. Like, you can't eat everybody's food because everybody's food isn't clean, whether they know it or not. And I'll just say it just based off what I just experienced just now. So I went to a gas station. It was basically a gas station that was ran by like some type of Middle Eastern or Indian. You know how you go to those gas stations because it's ran by others. So basically a foreigner or an immigrant. And I ordered I got a small coffee. So I think it was like a coffee that was already, it was like a sweetened coffee and then one where it's just plain. So I kind of did a little bit of both, pour the coffee, pay for the coffee, and then leave. So maybe 20 minutes ago, okay, I go to get rid of the coffee, so I dump it. So when I open the lid and there's a dead ant on the inside of the cup, and I'm thinking like, okay, maybe this just because it's like on the inside, on the side of the part where it's empty, but it's just stuck to the side of the cup, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, this ant is just, I guess I was assumed the coffee was sitting there, and then maybe it just happened to just get in because the coffee was sitting. I'm just not picking it up to throw it out, and I go to dump it out in the sink, and then there's at least 3 or 4 more ant bodies, like 3 more dead bodies at the bottom. I'm thinking like, okay, hold on now. I would have noticed if there was an ant. Now, mind you, I did, before I even purchased the coffee, I did notice there was an ant on the table where I was sitting at. And mind you, this is me out in public. It wasn't in the same place, but out in public, I did see one ant. So it's not unusual to see an ant. Like, okay. But when I opened this cup of coffee that I literally maybe purchased maybe an hour ago, give or take, there's literally at least 3 or 4 ant bodies, like dead bodies of ant in this damn coffee. Now, like I say, I would have noticed if there was either an ant on my hand or ant on my drink or ant around the drink. I'm thinking, okay, would it got in as I'm sitting the coffee down, or it got in when the ant was on my arm? Okay, yeah, so that wasn't the case. The ants actually was already in the coffee, so I'm thinking that maybe it was on the sweet side, because ants, they do like sugar, so the sweet coffee or the sweet drink, and this goes for soda fountain and all that. And like I say, it's not impossible, but at the same time, it shouldn't be in any drinks that customers are purchasing. And according to this title, it's pretty much, black owned. So I'm thinking like, I would recommend if you do eat out, stick to the black owned, because when it comes to black owned, it'll be more strict. See, a black business would not be able to get rid of that. If they live somewhere where the town is made out of ants, a black person is not allowed to have one ant enter their establishment, or it's their ass. That's pretty much how it works in America, or just being black in any way, shape, or form. You have to be perfect or else. So I'm thinking, you call yourself eating out, and I'm not saying just because you go into a black restaurant or black establishment, it's going to be tip top, or you probably won't run into somebody that's trifling. But I'm thinking, for the most part, the moral of the story and the message to these black owned businesses is you have no room for error. So a black restaurant they wouldn't get away with that, with having ants in the drink. A foreigner can get away with that because 12 times out of 10 you're going to be in the hood, and 12 times out of 10 you're going to be an asset versus someone that's going to work against the grain. Like these foreigners, they come here for a reason. They come to either replace you or to harm you, or it's pretty much something where it's them against you. So most of the time they're in predominantly quote unquote black areas, or areas where it's the disenfranchised caliber of people. So most of the time people aren't really going to care what happens to you, because you are you're the how do I say this in a form of business? I guess you would be the business casualty, if that makes sense. And like I say, I have the lack of a better term, but in the form of a business, like or even the liabilities. You're a liability it wouldn't hurt me to get rid of you, in so many words. So basically, the disenfranchised group of people, like I say, you're not going to get that care, or you're not getting any damn help, so to speak. So that's why it's easier for foreigners to swim here and set up shop in the hood, is because they have a better chance of thriving in the hood, because people are not going to be worried about, what's your inspection numbers, or are you doing the right thing? No. Because they said that it was another foreign restaurant where they were actually serving food off the floor, like literally, like, okay, my pan of macaroni and cheese or my pan of chicken is literally right on that floor where everybody's stomping and stepping over. The only thing that's protecting it from boot and floor is literally that pan that it's being served in. And so that means, and they didn't get caught until later on down the line. You go to any Chinese restaurant in the hood, your eyes will tell you this isn't an A plus rating, but they will get one from the state. And there was one that I went to, maybe it was a few months ago. It wasn't that damn long ago, but I went in there. I went into this restaurant, and mind you, the Chinese owner, the lady, she was nice, but I go in there and I can literally see it was dust from here to Mexico, really. I mean, the dust, you can see the dust a mile away, and that's not no new, that's at least 20, 30 years worth of dust. Like, I know, like, I'm really good at analyzing things, and you'll know, like, okay, but that's just dusty, or maybe you just haven't dusted in a while, or maybe you had a long day, or maybe you had a dust party the other day, but it was like, oh, you could tell this dust has been here a while, you could tell by how thick it is, and the texture. For you can just see the dust, and then the clutter, too, behind the window. So, because it was one of those type of restaurants where I'll be in the window, and you won't be able to, you know how they have it set up. They have it set up to where it's like, okay, I'm going to serve you through a glass. So, it's like you can see everything from the entrance through the glass. And like, okay, from the entrance, I see the damn dust, because you can see it. They have the different plates. Okay, I'll have a small plate, regular plate, and then maybe their pans that will show you, oh, we do parties. But basically, anything that was sitting there that was showing you the display of their food sizes it was riddled with dust. And like I say, you see how 30 years they can get away with 30 years worth of dust. You wouldn't be able to get rid of 30 years worth of dust or crumbs, or let alone a damn bug. So that's why I say, if you do absolutely need to go out for some damn food, or go to a black-owned restaurant, because they're forced to be. A black-owned restaurant, I don't care if you're serving chitlins or pig ass, whatever the hell you're serving, you're not going to be able to do it in a nasty fashion. Like I say, Negroes, I don't care how trifling you are, you would not call yourself having a business in being trifling. Because like I say, you're going to get a nasty rating, and the health department's going to be on your ass. The state is going to be something where you would not be able to get away with being trifling. So, I only say that because black-owned businesses and black people in general, really, if you call yourself being in business or working at business, you have to be perfect. Like I said, you have to hold yourself a certain way, talk a certain way, you got to do things a certain way. And that's if the inspections have anything to do with it. Like I said, when it comes to inspection, hey, are you on your shit? Is it trifling around here? Is everything up to code? And for 12 times out of 10, for the melanated community, it's going to be A+. Because any little damn thing, I don't care if you have everything is tip-top clean, and your water just wasn't hot enough or wasn't cool enough, that's all they need to shut your ass down. When it comes to black-owned businesses. You see what I'm saying? So, and I can tell you from the outside looking in, here in LA, the best houses and the best restaurants I've been to, black owned, and you better believe it was in tip top shape. I don't give a damn who comes in and out of the doors. The damn restaurant, I told you where I went with that for that. I think it was called Knickknacks, but the one she does those big burritos. I mean, her restaurant was so nice and tip top. I wasn't a crumb in sight. Everything was on point. That's because that's how you have to be if you call yourself being in a business in America. But which is good though, because it's good to be forced to be